Let's talk about the reality of being in banking and finance. I've been in banking and finance now for more or less the last 2.5 years. And also both my parents were corporate bankers in Lagos, Nigeria. So I've seen firsthand how it is to be the son of a banker and also how it is to actually be a banker. So let's talk about it. The first and hopefully the most obvious reality of being in finance is the sacrifice. You must sacrifice your time. There's no other way about it. You are going to work long hours. Something has to give. But now, the time you sacrifice is up to you. Some people sacrifice their gym time, so they end up as fat slobs. Some people sacrifice time with their loved ones, so they end up alone and single. And some people sacrifice time going out, so they end up with no friends. And I can sit here and tell you that you can balance it, you find a way. You're not gonna find a way. I am a very productive person. Something has to give. That's just the honest truth. And you have to decide which time you don't hold close to your heart. For me, it was not gym time. And for me, it wasn't my time with my girlfriend. It was time spent with friends or time spent doing other activities. That time was sacrificed. And looking back, do I regret it? Not really, to be honest with you. The funny part is you can train yourself to be fine or be happy with less dopamine. What do I mean? The only reason you go out is to feel happy, is to feel like you live life. For example, for some people to feel happy or feel fulfilled, they need to go out to the club or to a bar or drink every single weekend. Even the weekend they don't go out, it feels like the whole week was a waste of time. Whereas for me, I could go out once a month or once every 2 months. And that dopamine hit from going out once is more than enough for me to last. I reminisce about that night over the weeks and I'm not in a rush to experience that again because I was content with that dopamine hit. Most people in uni were going out every day, every week. But as you grow older, that's not feasible. And you've more or less trained yourself not to need to go out as frequently. It has to be the same in banking, in any busy corporate job. You must train yourself to get used to being restricted. Because if you don't, you're going to resent what you're currently doing and you probably resign as soon as possible. And always, the choice is on you. Watch my videos, watch industry. The day in the life of a banker, of a trader is out there. There's no mystery. Like, this is not some fugazi stuff. Your time will be sacrificed. And it's up to you to decide if it is worth the investment for you. Only you can make that decision. The next reality of being in finance is not just your work that matters, it's how you make people feel. Your work matters 100%. Nothing shines more than good work, apart from how you make people feel. What do I mean by that? If you can become the most trusted person in the room, trust me, you'll have a great career. Now, being the most trusted person doesn't mean, for example, that you score the highest mark in exams. It doesn't mean that you're the 100 over 100 person. It could mean that you're the 80% person, but you're very consistent and you can be relied upon. If you say to your manager, I'll get this work to you by 5 p.m. and every effing time you deliver on time, you become very trustworthy. People start to trust you more, and that's how you actually get promoted. At the most basic level, most people in banking are smart. Being smart doesn't make you really stand out, except you're like Einstein level, then of course you stand out. But most people are smart enough. The reality is, what will make you stand out from the other analysts is you always deliver on time, which is why a lot of people work late nights just to make sure they can meet a deadline, because that deadline really matters. Meeting that deadline will get you promoted. Meeting that deadline consistently might improve your bonus. And that's a reality. People must trust you. When people trust you, they give you more work, which you might not like, but when you get more work and you excel, your performance in their eyes goes up, and it can only be a positive thing for your wallet. The next reality is confidence is king. I'll say it again, confidence is king. If you are not a confident person, you can't make it in banking. You can't make it in corporate law. You can't make it in consulting. In fact, you probably can't make it in life, to be honest with you. Confidence is king. I have a saying that I stole from someone. Actions lead to accomplishments, which lead to competence, which leads to confidence. Confidence doesn't exist by itself. It must be backed up by something. And that something is you accomplishing tasks and doing well, so that way you become more competent and then become confident. And when you're in banking, the stakes are very high. You will be challenged on what you're doing at all times, which you might think is a bad thing, but it's a good thing because the stakes are high and you need to ensure that what you're doing makes sense. You also have to present a lot to different stakeholders. You have to present to your manager, to an ED, to an MD. You have to present over Zoom to someone else in a different country. You must have confidence. You must be able to speak with some sort of authority, even though you're an analyst, because confidence sells. I'm sure you know a lot of people that work in different jobs that they know nothing, but they speak like they know everything. Like, you know those people, they literally don't do any work. They know nothing, literally know nothing, but the way they speak, the way they carry themselves, you feel like they're in charge of the whole effing company, but literally they know nothing. I'm not saying that should be you. I'm saying you should know everything and try and pair that with extreme confidence. And confidence is not the same as being arrogant or narcissistic. In banking, in finance, there's always room for open debate and people will challenge your work, like I've said, quite frequently. Now it's up to you, and you must be ready to defend your viewpoint quite clearly and not in an arrogant way. It's up to you to convince people why they should follow your way of thinking and not try and put them down at the same time. Also, you must be willing to change your viewpoint when presented with facts. You can't be stubborn. In fact, you shouldn't be stubborn. When presented with new ideas and new facts which show that what you were thinking is not correct, you must be willing to change your viewpoint quite gracefully without making a big deal out of it. Something else I've realized is networking is literally king. I think initially I thought networking is kind of pointless, but no, it's not pointless. In fact, I would say I wasn't completely wrong. I would say you must network with the right people. I'm not trying to network with everyone because not everyone is in control of your career. Only a select group of people are. And I get it. Those group of people could be influenced by another group of people which you think you must network with to put you in a good light. But I would say if you can network directly with a source, it's always better. And the whole point of networking is to try and get some sort of rapport with that person so that they can connect with you on a personal level. Try and find out if you have any interest with that person. It could be football, it could be your diet, it could be running, it could be sports, it could be hiking, it could be where you've traveled to. Just try and find some sort of personal connection, and I promise you, it goes a long way. At the end of the day, people making decisions are people. They're not robots. There's always a small element of bias or small elements of emotions. No one makes a decision without emotion, except you're a cyborg, and then yeah, fair enough. But even though that is half human, half robot. So except you're a robot, no one makes a decision without emotion. So I would say networking is king, definitely. From analyst to associate, promotion is more or less guaranteed. From associate to VP, promotion is more or less guaranteed. Once you get to the VP level, which is more or less like 6 years or 7 years in banking, your promotion is not guaranteed. You could be a VP for the rest of your life. And one way to break out of that VP curse is to network effectively. If you're enjoying the video so far, please drop a like and leave a comment. It definitely goes a long way. And that reality of being in banking is people think more qualifications, the better. Maybe it's a Nigerian thing, but people want to have all the qualifications in the world. They think if they have ACA, CFA, MBA, CICA, and they put it in their LinkedIn bio like a effing they think it makes them look cool and they think it'll help them get promoted faster. Really think about it. You're already doing a role. What will make you get promoted faster is if you carry out your role more effectively. Now, if the qualification will give you the knowledge and skills required to do that, then fair enough. But if it's just a stamp and the skills are not transferable, then what's the point? Why would anyone care? In fact, if you get a CFA and you're in equity research, but your work is still effing shit, no one cares that you have a CFA. Your work is bad. We can't see the CFA working. The CFA is not working. You passed the exam, but what did you learn? Nothing. So don't always think that qualifications are king. Don't think that you must get every single qualification. And also, if you're not in banking, don't think that once you get a CFA, you get into banking straight away. Because the role you're applying for, like I always say, someone with a CFA can do it, and they're currently doing it. So don't think having a list of qualifications makes you the better candidate. It does, all things being equal, but it has to be equal first. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you found that useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.